Hello, my name is Dan Connolly, and I am the farm ambassador for Helen's Acres Community Farm in Kelowna, BC, Canada. We are a 24-acre farm that grows produce to feed our community. We donate every single thing that we grow and give it to our local food bank agency. Helen's Acres was a farm that was run and owned by a couple named Gordon and Helen Ziegler. They wanted to leave this space as a piece of legacy into the community. So with the generous donation to the Trinity Legacy Foundation, they were able to offer this space to impact the community in a few ways. One, they wanted to make sure that this farm addressed the food crisis that is growing every day. Two, provide education to people of all ages and reminding them where food comes from, that it's not all shiny, polished, and clean that you see in the grocery store. That this farm would remain a farm for 20 years, and we want to see that grow well past 20 years as we are in year 7. And that this farm would be named after Gordon's late wife, Helen, which is a true romantic story that we love and adore. We want to be able to utilize this gift from Gordon and Helen to impact many people, to have a sense of purpose. We want to offer that. And we want to offer the opportunity for people and families to be fed here, right here in Kelowna, BC, in a place we call home that is the beautiful Okanagan. We want to be able to provide that next step for that short period of time. With this gift that we've been given, we want to be able to use that to give back. So each year, every season, all of the stuff that we harvest with our staff and volunteers gets given to Food Bank here in Kelowna, the Gospel Mission, the Women's Shelter, both in Kelowna and in West Kelowna, Hands in Service, and the Salvation Army. We try to focus in on 3 main crops here at the farm: potatoes, carrots, and onions. Part of the reason why is that it has longevity in the field and in people's hands, whether it's in the fridge or in their pantry. Because of our growing population of refugees here in the Okanagan, these 3 main crops can have 1,000 recipes thrown at them, and it's going to come out delicious. We also provide a different variety of other produce like kale and Swiss chard, zucchinis, cucumbers, strawberries, and rhubarb, just so that we can provide a more holistic approach to people's nutrition for their body health and for their mental health. Within our community, the need for fresh produce is increasing by the day. With the cost of groceries for the average family here in the Okanagan, the price point continues to be such a far reach and a stretch for people to achieve. So that puts a lot of stress on our community. People who cannot afford groceries are left in a position where they will have to go to places like the food bank and the other local food bank agencies just for them to receive fresh produce and nourish their own bodies and their families. Most people who are trying to provide for themselves and their family, who are hungry, who have paying jobs, if they cannot afford other produce, they are left with buying prepackaged meals or with shelf-stable meals or with meals that are not nutritious. People deserve food decency. They shouldn't have to deal with rotten food or rotten products or with products that is not beneficial to their health. And our population isn't slowing down, so the need for food is going to continually increase. 2 years ago, this farm harvested 56,000 pounds worth of food. Last year, we were able to harvest 76,600 pounds worth of food. And as of today's date in September of 2024, nearing the end of the month, we have almost reached that 90,000 pound mark worth of food. And that is the reason because the need is growing. More and more people are needing food. And we have such a short season here being a farm. We've got 8 months to be able to seed, grow, and harvest and distribute our produce to feed as many people as possible. Because when the wintertime comes, most families are then given canned goods and dried goods. And the produce that is left for them is produce that comes in from imported countries. And so we do our best every year, every season to provide fresh, local produce to get out to the community for free. The reality is, if you put food into your body that is not nutritious, your body will try and strive for nutrients elsewhere. But if it can't find it, that affects so many areas of your physical health. And at the end of the day, affects your mental health, which then flows out onto your family and to your kids and to your workplace and your day in and day out. Here at the farm, we do love to talk about dirt therapy. And as we are primarily based with working with volunteers, our volunteers, including myself as a staff member, being out in the dirt and working in the fresh air, touching fresh produce and breathing in community and breathing out community, it definitely helps with that mental health aspect. That's why we talk and live every day dirt therapy. To talk about dirt therapy, I can share a story of an individual that volunteers with us every season. He struggles with mental health, and him coming out here, because he lives alone, him coming out here allows him this social aspect to be able to get to know new people, people that whom he would have not reached out to get to know in any other form. And being out in the field, although some days are hot and some projects are strenuous, him being in the farm and working with other volunteers and staff allows him to be out of his house, allows him to be in the sunshine, to work in the dirt. And I know that as he is a part of doing things like weeding and transplanting seeds that we have grown in our greenhouse into the field, for him to know that his hard work and his dedication here at the farm is able to then be picked up, harvested, and given to people who may be struggling with mental health just as him, to be able to feed their bodies. I know for a fact that he gets joy in being able to help someone else out, because in any other circumstance, I know he'd be looking for other people to help him out. And I can only speak for myself as well. Coming from a background of 18 years in the food and beverage industry, there are times in that industry right now have become really tough. The cost of food and product has put a lot of business owners into a strenuous place. And so for me, I had to make that shift. I had to get out of that industry because I was being squeezed enough. And once I got my job here at Helen's Acres, I was able to still be in and amongst the community, still be amongst people that I saw daily in my shop. And then now I get to see them in the field, and I get to be a part of helping feed them, because in my background, I actually grew up having to go to the food bank as a kid. And I didn't really know what that meant as a young guy. And now I get to see that value that organizations like Helen's Acres is able to step in and feed people just like myself when I was a kid. How it's come around full circle has been pretty impactful to me. And being in the dirt as well, being in the fresh air, getting that daily exercise, seeing the sunrise and the sunset, because farm days can get kind of long, means a whole lot. I'm not stuck in front of a screen, stuck behind a counter. I'm actually in the field, and I'm getting dirty, and I'm in and amongst the soil that is giving life and giving nourishment to people in our community. One of the organizations that we give our food to is the Kelowna Women's Shelter. They've got two locations, one on the Kelowna side and a brand new building on the West Kelowna side. Our food going out to them means that these ladies get a chance to still nourish their bodies with fresh produce. Oftentimes, they pick up the produce that we've harvested that day, and it goes into their kitchen for them to wash and for them to feed themselves, and if they've brought their kids with them or if they have kids. These women are placed in situations where they may feel that they can't leave their rooms or the shelters that they're in, and they are not able to go out and get those groceries. So having the food come directly to them for them to feel and to smell and then to taste before or after cooking for them in their homes, in their rooms, it allows them another place of decency. I think that's a very key component, is allowing people a state of decency within our community, within the Okanagan, within Kelowna and West Kelowna, that if a small farm, even though 24 acres, is able to produce food to give people an opportunity of decency, of humanity, then we have been able to accomplish a lot of our tasks, which that's what it's about here, is that we focus in on feeding people and giving them opportunities to see through the next day, like the women at the Kelowna Women's Shelter. Helen's Acres, although a farm that feeds the community, also provides a place of belonging and a place of second chances, third chances, fourth chances. There are organizations that come to the farm where people are in certain stages of recovery and they are looking for opportunities to get reestablished back into the community. Helen's Acres offers that opportunity by giving people space to feel purpose, space to feel a mission that they are on is impacting someone else in a fantastic way. And when they are here, they get to be amongst other people that may be in recovery as well. And as a team, they're able to work together towards a greater purpose, that they actually come here knowing and believing they have value every day. It may not feel that way on the first day because they're in the heat or they're in the dirt and they may not like it, but then the second day that they come provides a different perspective, and then the third day and fourth day. It gives people, no matter what stages of life they're at, an opportunity to see who they are as a human being and the impact that they get to have on someone else by that small little task. From students who come here who are in a recovery program, or adults, or people who have just come from a hip replacement or they're about to get a hip replacement. It allows people to feel and know that they have value and purpose here, because if they get that here, they're able to know that the work that they accomplish is able to affect someone else, because then those people have purpose. The reality is that life happens, and that you can be in a position of great financial status. You could be in a position at your work at the highest of the highest level, and you can come from a very affluent culture. It doesn't matter where you come from, in a split second, your life can take a hard turn and you can be placed in a position where you are needing help, where you are needing purpose, where you are needing community to surround you, to help you see through to that next day. Here at Helen's Acres, I can't say that we have the answers to everything, but we do provide an opportunity for people to have a breather, to have a moment in time, whether it's for an hour, half an hour, a full day, for them to know that because of the situations in life that have happened, it doesn't mean that it's the end, that they get a chance to then help someone else by helping harvest food, by helping plant a seed in the ground. That action allows them to help someone else. And through that purpose, through that opportunity, in this piece of property that we have, that has been life-changing for some people. They have tried it out just one day and it has brought them back multiple days because they're able to see how that can feed someone else and how that small contribution, that small moment in time, can help change someone else's trajectory of their own life. I was 18 years in the food and beverage industry, and I ran a couple of my own coffee shops and a cafe, and a roastery. Um, Running that for the time that I had, I thought it was on a great trajectory, a great opportunity for the business to grow. And when my business took a turn and costs of goods kept on going up, I had to shut those spaces down. When you close down 2 locations, you incur a lot of other expenses that you have to pay for. And so that was pretty stressful for me because I had ran my own business for 8 years and provided for my family that way. And when I lost that opportunity to provide for my family, I was put into a position, I was definitely stressed. And I was looking around Kelowna for a place for me to be able to step in and provide. And because I love working with people, because I love being in the community still, that was the opportunity I had running my coffee shop, was being able to connect with people in my community and hear their story. The opportunity at Helen's Acres came up to still keep those connections going. And that's a lifeblood for me, to be able to communicate with people, hear their story, and get opportunities to share them mine and the things that I've gone through and the redemptive story that I've gone through.
I'm Ariane Stevenson, and I am a licensed property manager with Century 21 Assurance Realty. Been licensed for going on 16 years now, and it is one of my passions. I absolutely love doing what I do for a living. And my secondary passion is coming here to Helen's Acres to help with the volunteering team every Saturday mornings. We come here pretty much 7 to noon, 9 to noon, whatever you can give out. We come here whenever we can and stay as long as we can. I come here because I love being outside in the outdoors. I love learning about farming. The people that I meet here are incredible. You meet all sorts of people from all sorts of different corners of the world and different professions. Everyone has a different heart to speak about the farm and why they're here, and it's really fun to get to know their stories. I like to also just play in the dirt and help out where I can. I'm still physically able to be here, so lifting heavy, getting down on my knees and planting or seeding or harvesting or ripping out nasty weeds. I'm here to help, and that's what I love doing, is just coming here, spending some time, being quiet, talking to some people and learning more about their stories. I do come here as well just because it helps me get grounded and focused. It helps me get with nature and get some vitamin D, and just being around other people just makes me really happy. So this community is all sorts of people. You get retirees, you have people that are still professionals, you've got students that come here. There's all sorts of different professions, peoples from different parts of Canada, the world. The stories that I get from these people that I meet here are just amazing and quite fascinating, actually. Just being able to sit in a field and work hand in hand with someone else, planting something or weeding something, it's just, you get a lot of quality time to just find out more about another person. I've been here for a couple years now, and I've seen this farm grow positively, with now surpassing our harvest and how much we've planted. I see a lot of people learning a lot about where our food comes from, how it grows, and the quality that we have now surrounding our community. This farm does produce quite a bit and does give out to a lot of our partners. So I've seen some really positive things come out of this farm. This farm is definitely a second home to me. It's also like a family. I do have my mom and dad that come every Saturday. I have a lot of friends that come and join me here every Saturday, and they're just curious to see what this farm is all about and how beautiful it is. It does bring a community together. And some of us here also do things outside of the farm together just because we enjoy our time here together. So it's kind of nice to make a secondary family friendship just being here at this farm.